Hello, everybody out there. Friends of the show, The Atomic Arena. My name is Tom Dunn. I will be your host for this evening. Hope everybody can hear me okay. Yeah, this is not my normal gig. I have another YouTube channel. Well, it's called Real Dark News. I had another YouTube channel that got shut down. Uh, about 8 months ago. I forget how long it's been. Anyway, the website is throughtheblack.com. That's where you'll find all of our stuff, all of our regular shows on Rumble. You'll see the archives there, and we've got hundreds of archives on the platform Odyssey, which fortunately we were able to get before YouTube took them all. Anyway, that's all that. Hey, I'm here to do one thing and one thing only tonight, and that's talk about this album by XL and DBD. Okay, Sodom and America. This is one of these is my original copy. For some reason, I have two copies, and let me see here. Which one is mine? I don't know. One's mine and one is someone gave it to me. But hey folks, this album came out in 1992, and I would love to see the comments about this record. This of course was groundbreaking music for the time, and this is one of those albums that we call vinyl worthy. There's a lot of records that I listen to, but not a lot of records that I would get on vinyl. So I think this is the way that it went down. We heard about the project by XL and DBD, and I read about it in a magazine prior to the release. And the hype was so big about this album that when it came out, we just got it. We got it without even listening to it because we knew who was involved in the album. Of course, there were personnel from The Crucified, personnel from Deliverance, producers, SFC, Super C from SFC was involved, and did not know who XL was. And I had heard that he had some time booked to make a hip hop album. And then, pretty much at the last minute, they decided to make it a heavy metal album. Now, there was a lot of mixtures of metal and rap happening back in the day, and probably one of the pioneers of that was Body Count, of course. That was Ice-T doing that. Ice-T is still making Body Count and still putting out that music. But anyway, this album here, when we went to the store, bought it, took it out to our car and put it in our CD player, or bought the tape. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure I got the CD. I was listening to CDs strictly back in 1992. We were blown away from the first track to the last track. Today I got in the mail my vinyl copy of XL and DBD. And of course, I was just mentioning that this is one of those records that is vinyl worthy, where you're like, okay, I want to own this record, even though I already have the CD. I want to be able to enjoy this on vinyl. And all new packaging here. This was put out by Rox Records, ROXX Records, and you can find it on their website. So I pre-ordered this. But folks, musically, lyrically, vocally, this album delivered. And for anybody that knows me on my other website and the work that I do, the teaching of spiritual warfare, the deliverance, the freedom encounters, that sort of thing. If you don't know, real quick, in a nutshell, we help people break free. If they have a demonic stronghold, if they have a demonic attachment, something that is got a hold of their life that they can't break, we help them, break out of that or teach them how to do that. So, and there's a reason why I ended up where I'm at today. It's because of music like this. It's because of music like XL and DBD. I remember going to see them at Cornerstone, and they played at Cornerstone. I was so excited to see them. I don't know how much of the concert I got because I just kept taking pictures of them. I have a ton of pictures backstage of them, and I remember I kept going backstage and on the side of the stage. And if there's video out there of XL, you might see me walking up on the back of the stage. I got a ton of shots from back there. I remember when the pictures came, just because of the dark skin of the band members, and it's hard to get. I didn't have a great camera. It's hard to get a good picture, and but I was so proud of these pictures and so excited to see these guys um there. And from what I remember, awesome show, but I was too preoccupied with taking pictures. So I just want to share some of these lyrics. Okay, Sodom and America, of course, it's a play on Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, but they're saying this is what we're dealing with. America is no different than Sodom and Gomorrah. Of course, those were cities. America is a country, but you get the picture. So let me share some of these lyrics, and I wish I could play. We're going live tonight, and my record player is upstairs, and I wish I could just sit down and play excerpts from every track. But I want to share some of these lyrics with you, and making a note real quick. I'm looking at the people involved. Gene Eugene, of course, the amazing producer who did so much from Brainstorm back then. Is that yeah, um, the original label? So anyway, and then I find it's interesting that Oho Taylor is on here. The guy, one of the producers. Is a avowed atheist now. I bet he's really ashamed of this music and how many people that it helped, and how much foundation that it laid down for so many people to fight the devil, who he doesn't even believe in. But let me share with you just some of these lyrics. And I'm not trying to pick a fight with Mr. Taylor, but I seen one of his recent posts, and he just made a statement about how ashamed he was of his involvement in Christian music, and the message that he put out now that he's an atheist. So the song Sodom and America. I love this. Let me just read some of these lyrics. The pre-chorus. I'm not saying it's all over for the red, white, and blue, but if things don't change fast, man, I'm telling you, it's all over for Sodom and America. Uh, Now, if this country's under God, that ain't the way it seems. I'll put the blame on these who want the American dream. While pursuit of big money, life, and happiness, our country constantly continues only to digress. And now you're asking me, why am I so militant? Because I see the devil's hand on this continent. And I ain't shutting up, not for a second. Our country's gone from independence to decadence. Whew, that gives me chills, guys. That's the kind of music that we were listening to. And then the second verse, of course, sung by Mark Solomon of the Crucified. It says, take heed to the voice of the last generation. Come to prophecy of John's revelation, to one under Baal, serving Moloch, bound in gluttony. Once again, it's a sin that's written underneath. Forked tongue and a mouth that's an open grave. Harvest in the land of the fraud and the home of the slave. Freedom for the truth, but you're careless. Lustful wickedness in Sodom and America. And of course, it's talking about the moral decadence and what they saw, what we all saw back then. And could you imagine? Could you imagine if they could get a glimpse into the future, what was going to come down the road? and what was going to the doors that were going to be opened up politically, and the doors that were going to be opened up just in this country. Hey, I saw a comment here. There's actually somebody somebody out there watching, and that amazes me. But guys, thanks for sharing this channel and sharing these videos and commenting. I'm really curious to anybody that that was a fan of XL and DBD. By the way, XL's real name, Todd Stevens, is still making music, and he's put out other music with XL under the name XL, and I'm honestly not familiar with it. This album here blew me away, but the other stuff slipped under the radar. I did not know that he was still making music. One of the problems of not having any kind of major distribution or label, it's hard to get the word out there. But he actually is putting out music now called The Reconciled, I think, with Dale Thompson and Bride, one of my favorite bands. I would love to know the story of how that all came to be and how that all worked out. But anyway, listen to some more of these lyrics, and I'm just kind of randomly grabbing some stuff here. Um, this is my so-called friend Death, and the chorus says, "Something's controlling my life, don't go through it. Drugs are killing my mind, don't do it. I've been a failure all my life, don't listen to it. I feel like I'm being left behind, don't believe it." Man, how many people how many people did this album help, and did it speak to? The lyrics, how many people did the lyrics minister to? Todd Stevens probably will never know until he gets to heaven how many people got saved because of this. So, guys, I'm not going to read everything from this album. The message on this album had a very strong gospel message, talking about when people come to my show, they're going to hear about the Lord Jesus Christ. Okay. Also, a very anti-racist message with just some very just heartfelt lyrics. Um, Let me read the titles of some of the songs. Kiss of Chaos, Don't Fool Yourself, My So-Called Friend Death, Death Before Dishonor. Let me read the chorus to this. It says, "So you love your life, money is your God, but I will walk the narrow road. I choose death before dishonor. So you want a thrill, not ready for change, but I'm going to follow Jesus. I choose death before dishonor." Um, an amazing song. I love the song Woman. Of course, the chorus, "Woman, your beauty is fleeting, girl, your charms misleading. Um, why don't you just renew your mind and stop acting like a stupid little kid? But it won't happen. No, it's never going to happen till you find out who Jesus Christ is." Just in your face, bold gospel lyrics straight from God's word, inspired from God's word. Um, Here, "Sifting with the Sickle." And guys, the lyrics are so heavy on this album. I can't go through and read, but I love sharing music, and I this music stands the test of time. Sometimes um music fits in a certain time period, but this is one of those albums that goes beyond its time period, and it still sounds amazing, and it's one that you want to pull out. And I hadn't pulled it out in a long time. It kind of would pop up now and then, and I had some songs in a playlist. I remember a few years ago, especially Sodom and America. But anyway, a song called "Fatal Blow," but sifting with the sickle. His name is Lucifer, and he don't care. Watch out, he's sifting with the sickle, and they call him the devil. Um, just a warning, spiritual warfare all over this album. Um, Brink of Insanity. I loved I love the song Africa, okay, or Africa or Africa. And in the song, he talks about how big his afro is, and talks about just you know, how he's rocking out and just the type of music. The music on this album is just second to none. He had all of the amazing, people from Jimmy Brown to Greg Minier, guest on this. So, guys, I don't know if you've heard this. You can check it out. You probably check it out on YouTube and listen to XL and DBD before you get this. But um, I mean, this is just killer. Not only the music, but the lyrics. The lyrics are just so challenging to your heart and challenging um, to your life, spiritually speaking. So again, XL and DBD, Death Before Dishonor. How many people's lives were impacted by this album, by this music? Um, we may never know, but I do want to know if you are a lover of this record like me. I would love to hear your comments, what you think. What is your favorite song? You know, every song on this album was so good. It was just a great sounding song, and they were different from song to song. Some of them had a real different feel to them. And the way that XL delivered his vocals over this heavy metal music, it was just perfect. It was perfect. Like, I can't explain how good it sounded. And it was like a perfect marriage, right? Where it just fit. There's a lot of hip hop artists that couldn't do what he did. And I don't know how they pulled it off in such a short amount of time. That's the one thing back in the day when we used to listen to this, like, how did they do this in such a short amount of time? Because the original plan was to go in and do a hip hop album. But again, they decide at the last minute. And man, I would love to find out how did that go down? Okay, I changed my mind. We're going to make a heavy metal album. Okay. And obviously, he has a place in his heart for rock and heavy metal. And he's like, man, I just want to do this. And maybe he was influenced by other things that were going on at the time, like Ice-T and some other bands out there. There were some other Christian bands that were trying to bring in some hip hop stuff, like for example, Tourniquet had the song Spineless. And who did they have on there? I can't remember who it was. It was PID, maybe. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, I don't think it was SFC. So anyway, guys, I just can't say enough good things about this album. Um, XL DVD, definitely vinyl worthy, amazing album. I am going to get hours and hours and hours of enjoyment out of this album, just kind of sitting in my office doing some work and rocking out to XL and DBD. We've got some other stuff that we need to cover from Rocks Records, some stuff that came in like Applehead. I have not talked about that, but I'm way behind on getting to this channel, guys. This is a big part of my heart. Just sharing this music and talking about this music, and it's fun to connect with other people that love the same kind of music. And it's also, it's fun to share it with new people that have never heard of it. My regular audience, many of them don't know about this music, or maybe even don't even care for it. So that's why I kind of popped over here and I did this channel. But anyway, guys, I'm going to sign off for now. But Tom Dunn, throughtheblack.com. And let me know what you think about XL and DBD, Death Before Dishonor, and Sodom and America. We will see you next time, guys.